Hello, this is Karen Logitici of Mind's Eye Marketing, and this is a demo of the seminar presentation that is available for facilitators. It is a presentation that I have done many times and is a great overview of the Davis methods as well as informational about dyslexia. A few things before I get started. I'm recording the seminar on my desktop computer using a software that makes my computer run slowly. So if my voice is ever ahead of what you're seeing on the screen, I apologize. I'm going to try to speak slowly and time it so that it will work out just right. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that some of the images may appear to be choppy, and this is also due to the slow processing on my computer. It does not look like this when you have it on your computer. And the other thing is that I have been unable to get recording software to show the video clips. So there are placeholders right now, and I apologize for that, but I'll explain what the video clips are and assure you that you will receive the video clips with your order. So the first slide basically is a great visual for the famous dyslexics. With the seminar presentation, you receive a sample script, and on that sample script it will go over how I present each one of these slides, and it has a list of all of the famous dyslexics and their names and the order, so that if you are unfamiliar with any of these people, you can look through that. And basically what I do is I talk about the gift of dyslexia and how we believe that these people did not get to where they are today or in the past despite their dyslexia, but it was because of their wonderful multi-dimensional thinking style that enabled them to achieve what they did. Usually people are very surprised by this, and it is a very popular slide with the people who attend my seminars. And I just make sure that we talk about, their gifted thinking style. And the next slide actually goes through the gift of dyslexia, and that it's a thinking style, the gift of mastery, and also I like to read the quote from Ron Davis regarding these gifts. And then we move on to the dyslexia dilemma and the picture thinking style, and how it doesn't work with in the world of symbols, letters, and words. Move on to a demonstration of a real object versus a symbol in the letters. And the next slide will bring us into a visualization exercise that tends to really get the audience participating and using their picture thinking skills if they have them. And of course we talk about the sight words and how that all translates. The next slide is the video, the first video, which is from Dyslexia the Gift. You will recognize it by the tree, the multidimensional tree, the difference in thinking styles between verbal and picture thinking, as well as how disorientation and multidimensional picture thinking translate with words. So it's a great video. It's about 3 minutes long, and it really ties in everything you've just talked about in a visual way. The next slide will bring us into a discussion about what is disorientation. It gives the definition that Ron uses, as well as talks about what happens with your brain when you are disoriented. The next slide moves into a great demonstration thanks to Richard Whitehead of the UK, who sent this out to everyone on the fact list. This is a copyrighted optical illusion. It does not have animation, but it does show how your eyes can play tricks on you. Those are really not moving. The next slide speaks to how disorientation can affect reading, and I talk about the fact that these are just few symptoms, that everyone is different, and I give examples along the way. This next slide is another video clip. It talks about disorientation, and it is the mathematician who is doing a very confusing lesson that uses all kinds of strange symbols and strange language, and it asks at the end if you were able to tell what he was doing. Could you translate what he was saying into the symbols that he was using? Just a great demonstration of disorientation for non-dyslexics. And the next slide is a great visual as far as how orientation counseling can help correct perception. This story is based on my good friend Raylene Barnhill, who had an adult client who gave her this set of saucer and coffee cup. And the story is outlined in the sample script, but it's a wonderful visual. Thank you to Raylene from MEM Learning in Canada for that picture. We go on to the anatomy of a learning disability, which goes through all of the different bullet points, ending with the compulsive solutions, which you may not be able to see on your screen just because of the screen size. And that was written by Ron Davis, and I usually do give all of examples all the way through of how each step builds on each other. And then we go on to why we use clay with the program, and what mastery is. We move on to talk more about Davis symbol mastery and trigger words, and I have pictures that demonstrate the homonyms that a lot of people get confused, as well as the little boxes that pop up that really help to demonstrate how symbol mastery works and how you master a definition with the clay. The next slide is just an overview of what you just talked about, that talks about how the tools work together with the symbol mastery and how it ultimately can correct dyslexia. Next slide is a video interview of Ron, where he talks about the two facets of dyslexia, the two-sided coin, and we're not doing this just for the poor student that is struggling with dyslexia, for the benefit of all of mankind. And then we move into the program overview, where I talk about the assessment, what's involved, the program logistics, you know, that it's 1 week, 30 hours, what we do, basically what we do during the program, talk about support training and that post-program follow-up, and talk about why the follow-up is so important. And then the last page is just, you know, basically a thank you page. Move at that point into Q&A, and just answer everybody's questions. And just to show you quickly, with every CD that I send out with the seminar presentation, as I mentioned, you receive a sample script. And basically there is a picture of each slide, and next to the picture is what I usually say, how I introduce the slide. Of course, this is just a guide, and you make it your own as you get more comfortable with it. It also contains a list of things to think about when you are scheduling a seminar, things to bring with you, and ideas about making a contact form so that you can track who came to your seminar, and all those good things.